Y'all, I done went from I ain't touching that Toxic Avenger mess at Dollar Tree to this video being the third video in our Dollar Tree skincare dupes series. Like, you see how things just be going sometimes, you know? But I mean, y'all seem to really like this series, so here I am yet again. This time around, we're going to be talking about yet another Sol de Janeiro fragrance dupe. Some of the coveted Glow Recipe dupes have trickled their way back into Dollar Tree because there was a time where people were like, oh my god, these Glow Recipe dupes, and then you couldn't find them, but I found them, and I got a lot to say about them, and more, because there's some items that, you know, they aren't dupes, but $1.25 retinol? I had to bring that to y'all, so let's go. So, round one. We have the Be Pure Glow Up Toner, which is a watermelon extract and hyaluronic acid toner, versus the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow PHA and BHA Pore-Tight toner. Now, me personally, I kind of have, you know, a little bit of beef when the skincare world, you know, tries to make it seem as if like, I mean, not to say that Glow Recipe is doing that here, but you know, there's some semantics in the terminology of Pore-Tight. You cannot change your pore size. Your pore size is determined by a number of things, including genetics. However, what you can do with your pores is you want to keep them clean, because a big dirty stinking pore is going to give the appearance of it being enlarged. And once those pores are cleared, you know, it's not gonna look like some big dirty stinking pore. Another thing that you can do for your pores is to tighten the skin around the pores. And you know, when you do that, it helps the pores to appear smaller. You see, they're still the same size. Like, think of it like if you had a piece of silly putty or clay or something and you poked a whole bunch of holes in it, right? When you stretch out that clay, the holes are gonna appear as if they got bigger, but then when you smush that clay or that silly putty back together, then all of a sudden the little holes look a little smaller. So it's kind of a similar thing with your skin, but I digress. So for $1.25, this product has 4 fluid ounces of, you know, product in here. You know, that kind of sounded a little redundant, but you know, we gonna go with it. And with this product, this is the 5 ounce, so the 5 ounce is $35. Now you could get a smaller 1.35 ounce bottle for $16. However, even that's only about a quarter of what's in here, and it's nearly 15 times as, well, I'd say maybe about 12 or 13 times the price, because then I keep forgetting you gotta add that little quarter on the end of each dollar. But, you know, point made, you could buy a whole bunch of these before you got up to the price of one of these, even at the smaller size. Now, ingredient-wise, these don't seem to have a ton of ingredients in common. Where the Dollar Tree has similar ingredients, like the watermelon fruit extract, it's lower down in the ingredient list, which in the US, you know, ingredients are ordered in the order of concentration that the ingredients appear in. So we can assume that there's a lot less watermelon fruit extract in the dupe than there is in the original. How much of a difference, we don't know, because, like I said, well, I didn't say that yet. I'm about to tell you now. But ingredient lists can't tell you everything. Like, they are in order of concentration, but it still doesn't tell you what percentage, you know, each thing is. Like, you know, the watermelon fruit extract could be 99%, and then the other active ingredients could be like 0.5, 0.2, and you know, so on and so forth. Or the watermelon extract can be 10%, and you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be able to figure out like what percentage of things are in there just looking at the ingredient list. An ingredient list is also not gonna tell you about the quality of the ingredients, where the ingredients are sourced from, you know, yada yada. It's kind of like if you went to, you know, you got yourself like a cake from, you know, a 1-star bakery, and then you got another cake from a 5-star bakery. You know, they might have flour, milk, sugar, eggs, butter, you know, a little vanilla extract or something up in there to make it very tasty. You know, skip the milk for me, because, you know, me and dairy don't see eye to eye. However, you know, one of them could be the bougiest ass cake ever with ingredients sourced from the clouds themselves, and the other one could come from a little rinky dinky, you know, factory where they don't wash their hands after they come back from the bathroom, and you know, that flour might have been sitting on the wall for, you know, for quite some time. So you know, an ingredient list is not gonna tell you these things. Not, you know, to scare you about an ingredients list, but just to give you an idea. An ingredient list is good for knowing what's in a product and what's not in a product. So if you're looking for certain ingredients to be in a product, then okay, great. The ingredient list is great for that. But if you're looking for, like if you're allergic to something or you just tend to avoid certain ingredients, the ingredient list is also good for that because it'll list that out for you. Another thing the ingredient list won't tell you is how a product is going to perform. So let's mosey on down to the bathroom and try it out. And now let me let you on a little secret. I actually filmed the trial part before I filmed this. So, you know, which is why, this product is outside of the packaging and then we opened it up for the first time together in there. So that's gonna be, the case for all of these products. So, just so you know. Wait, let's go.
Flashback.
All right, so I already washed my face. So we're gonna do the dupe on this side and the original on this side. So I'm opening this up for the first time right now. The packaging. Packaging seems pretty substantial. Very nice. A little bit of thought was put into that. For $1.25. I mean, they just slapped a sticker on there, but it's $1.25, so All right, now the scent is what? Wait, is this something that? Oh, okay. Well, you could put this, I don't know if you guys can see that. You could put that back on there to kind of keep it, but the way I roll, I don't know if that's gonna work for me. Wait a minute now, I actually don't mind the fragrance of this. Wait, well, let me see. It doesn't come gushing out, so pretty decent packaging. That's not a bad smell, I don't mind that. All right, pretty runny texture, so I'm just gonna put that on this side. Okay. Feels very hydrating and hydrating. All right, let's try the glow recipe on the other side. All right, so this is a full size of, okay, Dollar Tree was doing their homework. They was like, I mean, they probably copied off of Glow Recipes homework, but alas, the homework was done. All right, now, I'm not the hugest fan of how these Glow Recipe products, well, this one in particular, the watermelon line smells. Ooh, I'm still not. Sometimes I could change my mind on the fragrance, but I still don't love this. Okay, the texture's pretty similar to the dupe. Oh my God, it feels like it smells worse than what I remember. Oh my God. So it has a strong watermelon scent to it, and watermelon fruit extract, if I remember correctly from the ingredients, there's ingredients listed on here. Yeah, it is, but it's so teeny tiny. But yes, watermelon fruit extract is the first ingredient in here, but then it also has what other fragrance? I'll put the ingredients up on the screen again, because the way they have this all small, I can't see if it says fragrance. I don't know that this is like naturally fragranted by whatever it is that they're using, or if they also use artificial fragrance, but the scent. All right, so
nope.
This side feels a little like, I wouldn't go as far as to say that it's tacky feeling, but there is a little bit more weight to this side, if you will. Like, I'll let this sit for a little bit longer. I wish I kind of put them on at the same exact time so I could kind of, see how they feel. But my skin is already starting to feel a little tight on this side. But obviously they weren't put on at the same time. So I'll give this a little minute or two to see how it feels on my skin. And while we're waiting, let's look at compare the packaging. Now, that's not bad. I mean, obviously the Glow Recipe packaging is far more striking, but I'm not mad at the Dollar Tree packaging. All right, now I feel like this has settled into my skin for about the same amount of time this had, and my skin feels less tight on this side than it does on the dupe side. So I feel like, I don't have the fancy tools to measure skin hydration to see if there was a marked change in my hydration before and after, but from the feeling of it, it does feel that this side is more hydrated. This is a tough one. Do I want to go with the dupe or do I want to go with the original? Now, the original feels so much better, but I like the fragrance of the dupe better. Now, I feel like if I would have put the dupe on and then immediately went in with a moisturizer, I wouldn't feel this tightness on my skin. But I cannot deny how like hydrated my skin feels. If Glow Recipe ever made fragrance-free, I don't know if they could make fragrance-free because like I said, I'm not quite sure. I can't see. I can't really, and of course my glasses are in the other room, but it does not look like this is mentioning fragrance. I could be wrong. I could be looking dead at it and not realizing that it says fragrance, but it appears as if the items that they're using in here might be what's making the product smell the way that it does. There are things that brands can do when, you know, they want to make something unscented, so they probably use like a masking agent to take away the scent, but there's still, you know, a proponent that was used to fragrant the product. It's just that the fragrance has no smell, so to speak. But, all right. I gotta give it to Glow Recipe on this one. Even with the funky ass watermelon scent, the glow, I cannot deny how supple and juicy my skin feels over here. I would use this product if they were to ever come up with something unscented. Like I was trying to explain before, I'm not quite sure if a product like this can be unscented with the watermelon fruit extract in it. I don't know if they could ever come up with something that didn't have the scent. I don't know if that's possible given the, you know, what's used in the product, but should they come up with something, I would probably try it because this feels great. Ooh. So, would you try the dupe or would you try the original? Let us know in the comments. I will link to the original product in YouTube shopping as it pops up on the screen, as well as in the description box. So if you're, you know, looking to check out the original, you know, I got that link for you. Let's move on. Now, round two. We have the dupe, which is the Be Pure Glow Up Serum, which when I picked this up, I thought it said Glow Lip Serum, and I was like, what's a Glow Lip Serum? And then I was like, oh. Probably time to wear my glasses more often. And in this corner, we have the Glow Recipe Niacinamide Dewdrops. Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops, by the way. So for $1.25, you are going to get 1 fluid ounce of product. However, on this side, you're gonna pay a whole lot more. So this size, which is the 1.35 fluid ounce, this is $35. You could get a smaller size, the 0.5 ounce for $20. And you know, if you wanted to get the super size, it's 2.7 ounces for $49. But you could buy multiples, you know, 5 or well, more than 5, right? Because the cheapest one is $20. So you can get about 16, 17 of these easily. Well, not easily. Let me do some math here.
1 minute later.
13 1/3 of these would equal not even this size, the 0.5 ounce size. Okay, so let's take a look at the ingredients. Now, they have very few ingredients in common, just kind of glancing at it. It also seems as if there might be even more fragrance in the Dollar Tree version than in the Glow Recipe version. So I'm kind of a little, I wouldn't say nervous, but that kind of makes me clutch my invisible pearls a little bit because the Glow Recipe one already has such a strong scent to me, so we'll see. Now, people do love these niacinamide dewdrops because it gives them that glass skin effect. It's very dewy, it's giving hydrated skin, and they also were so popular that they came out with a tinted version, like these bronzing drops, which I got in PR, but I can't remember if I gave it away, if I tried it. I don't know. If you've tried the bronzing drops, let us know in the comments. But like I said, there aren't very many ingredients in common. I mean, they've got niacinamide in common. Now, the, you know, Glow Up Serum does have some hydrating ingredients in it, some humectants, and it also has some antioxidants in it. But like I said, you ain't gonna know how something is going to work for you until you try it out. So if you will join me in the bathroom right here, we will find out together. Let's go. All right, round two, we have the $1.25 dupe, and then we have the original watermelon dewdrops with, you know, the price is gonna be on the screen because, you know, I don't remember how much this stuff costs. So let's give them a whirl. To keep things consistent, all the dupe products are gonna be on this side of my face, and all of the originals will be on this side of my face. So now we are opening this up together for the first time. Look, I cannot be mad at this packaging. Like for $1.25, that's pretty impressive, and it's got a pump mechanism here. I'm gonna find out now if this is even remotely close to the Niacinamide dewdrops. Let us see. Okay, that's what the product looks like. From what I remember, I haven't tried the dewdrops in a minute. Kind of feel like the dewdrops were kind of giving that. I do enjoy the scent. It smells very similar to the Dollar Tree toner that we just tried. Let's give her a whirl. This has a very fragrant smell as well, but I actually like the way that it smells. I personally don't have a problem with fragrance in skincare. I just gotta like how it smells, you know what I mean? I mean, my body skin is a little bit different in the winter time, but sometimes I have to go fragrance free on my body. All right. I'm seeing a little bit of a dew here, so it is quite possible that, you know, it's trying to be a dupe. All right, let's do the glow recipe on this side. Now, like I said, it's been a minute since I've tried the watermelon dewdrops. Okay, it seems to be a little bit thicker in consistency. Doesn't seem to be as potent a smell as the toner was. Oh, never mind. Yes, it is. Excuse me. All right. Ooh, that feels great. This is definitely going to give you more of a dew. I'll let it dry down a little bit. This side, it doesn't feel tight, but it doesn't feel as hydrated as this side. But I'm going to let this dry down a little bit. Now, looking at the packaging, you know, one cannot deny the gorgeousness of the Glow Recipe packaging, but we cannot deny that Dollar Tree, although not as, you know, not as fancy, and you can't get, you know, super fancy packaging when something's $1.25, but I have to say that it's functional, you know, so far. Who knows what could happen once you get to, you know, about a middle of the container, but so far seems pretty functionable. All right, I feel like I've had the Glow Recipe side on for about as long as I've had this on. And I mean, if you're looking for that dew, I mean, you get a little something on this side, but this side, whoop. Like, again, I don't have the tools to measure the change in hydration in my skin, but this side definitely feels more hydrated. It looks more hydrated. You know, like hydrated, bouncy skin has like the light reflects off of it in a certain way. And this could be all smoke and mirrors, but honey, it certainly looks good. For me, round two, gotta go to the original once again. I gotta go with the original. I don't love the scent, but there's no denying the hydrated feel of my skin, so I gotta go with the original this round again. So, would you try the dupe or would you try the original? Have you tried either one of these? Let us know in the comments. I will link to the original in YouTube Shopping as it pops up on the screen, as well as in the description box, so if you wanna shop that, you can. And actually, shout out to Glow Recipe for sending me the watermelon glow icons in PR. So this is actually a set where you're gonna get a full size of the toner, a full size of the dewdrops, and then a 0.84 fluid ounce of the pink juice moisturizer. So you could actually get this at Sephora. So the set is $64, and if you're watching this during the Sephora savings event, which this video is probably gonna go live where there's like maybe a day or two for you to grab it, and you get a little discount. But it's already a good value at $64 already. It's just that, you know, the discounts is a nice to have on top of that. Now, moving along. Round three, we have in this corner, which is, this might not actually be a dupe for this, but I picked this up thinking maybe it's trying to be a little something, but this is the Global Beauty Care Strawberry and Hyaluronic Acid Glowing Facial Moisturizer. And then in this corner, we have the Glow Recipe. Now, I know we've been talking about a lot of Glow Recipe stuff here, but I promise there are other things in this video, you know, coming soon, right after this. But this is the Glow Recipe Pink Juice Moisturizer. So let's talk about pricing and the ingredients. So pricing, No surprise, $1.25. This is 1.7 fluid ounces of product. Now with the Pink Juice Moisturizer, this itty bitty size is $21 for 0.85 fluid ounces. The 1.69 ounce is $40. And if you want to get the refill for it, the refill is also 1.69 ounces, but it's $34. But you know, if you thought you were being slick and just buying the refill without the packaging, I mean, you could do that, but the refill, you know, it's not as, you know, protected, I guess you could say. I mean, if you're very careful, you know, you get away with getting the refill. But anyway, let's look at the ingredients. So a quick glance at the ingredients does show that the Pink Juice Moisturizer is a little bit more equipped to, you know, with the hydrating and the moisturizing. Plus, it's also got things in it like licorice root. Licorice root is great for a couple of things. It can help to reduce redness. It can also help to fade discoloration, you know, dark spots, things of that nature. Not to say that, you know, you're just going ahead and get you this pink juice and then all of your hyperpigmentation will be gone. If only it were that easy, right? Check out this video right here on, you know, it talks about the levels when it comes to dark spots and, you know, what I like to call level 1, level 2, you know, that kind of thing. Check that out right here for a more in-depth look at hyperpigmentation and what you can do at home and when it's time to see a pro. That aside, let's go try it out in the bathroom to see, you know, what all is going down. And again, opening this for the first time with you. Oh, there's a seal on here. We like a seal because we don't want people dipping their fingers in our products. Like, you know, just because I paid $1.25 don't mean that I want finger bacteria in my product. You know what I mean? I mean, chances are, you know, the preservatives in the product will, but still, like, all right, open her up. Oh, got a little thing here. I'm not too sure I love the scent of that. It smells like fake strawberry, but that definitely looks like a nice gel cream. Let's see how it feels on the skin. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't like the scent of that. But this definitely feels really hydrating. The thing with gel creams, I love them as somebody with oily skin. There are some gel creams that can work for drier skin. But the thing is, this is definitely something that it has to be the right circumstance for me to wear it. Typically when the weather's a little bit warmer. And I can't even say that's during summer anymore because we've had some quite hot days in October here in New York. So, you know, it's just a matter of looking at the weather app and seeing what outside is given. Now, I haven't tried this Pink Juice Moisturizer in a while. It's been a while. I feel like I remember not really loving it at first, but it has been a while, so I don't really remember. This seems more like a serum than a moisturizer, and texture-wise, you know, like looking at the texture. Let's put this on this side of the page. Yeah, it feels more like a serum would. Oof. These fragrances be killing me. Ooh, but that feels nice, especially when you use all three to, like, I'm gonna let that dry down. Over here is kind of feeling like the height, like I'm not feeling the hydration, like, you know, like, which is to be expected as something dries down, but it's just that this, we'll let this dry down before I speak. All right, as that dries down, let's look at the packaging. Packaging's a little bit different. I don't think that this is an outright, I don't even think this was trying to be a dupe of this. I mean, you could look at the packaging is not the same. This is more of a strawberry. This is a strawberry moisturizer where, you know, watermelon here. This does have strawberry extract in it, but this is more of a gel cream moisturizer, and whereas, you know, more like a Neutrogena Hydra Boost or Peter Thomas Roth Hyaluronic Cloud Cream. Summer Fridays has one that's like a gel moisturizer, whereas this to me just feels like a serum. I would say for me it would only really be something that I could use, you know, in the warmer months, but if the scent didn't bother me, that could be something that you could use to layer. Like if you have drier skin, maybe that might be your serum step and then you put a thicker moisturizer on top of it. That could be a plan as well. But as this has dried down to about the same amount of time that this has been on, I gotta give it to this side. I'm definitely feeling the hydration more on this side. However, I'm like, I think I would prefer a gel cream over something that feels like this texture, but I don't even think that would be a fair comparison, seeing as how that now that I've like opened it up and, you know, looked at both, that this is not really trying to be a dupe for this in the first place. So I feel like there's no comparison here, so therefore I can't really pick a winner here or a loser. You know what I mean? All right, so this wasn't really a dupe, but still, let me know in the comments. Would you try the Dollar Tree Gel Cream Moisturizer, or would you try the Pink Juice Moisturizer? Let me know in the comments, and I will link to the Pink Juice Moisturizer in the YouTube shopping, as well as in the description. Now, some of these products do show up online, not on the Dollar Tree site, and I believe when you shop on the Dollar Tree site, I think you have to buy minimum quantities of 12. I've seen some of these Dollar Tree products pop up like on Amazon and whatnot for like 5 times the price. I don't think it's that serious, but you know, Dollar Tree be on the slow bops, it seems, when it comes to, you know, keeping the new things in stock, and not all Dollar Trees get, you know, the same inventory at the same time. You know, I wish they were a little bit better with their supply chain, but you know, for $1.25, they like, look, you gonna get it when we give it to you. Anyway, moving on. Round 4. In this corner, we have the Power Stick Soft Floral Body Spray. And in this corner, we have the Sol de Janeiro Hair and Fragrance Mist in the number 48. Now, the number 48, if you're like, wait, when they came out with that? This is actually an Ulta exclusive. I'm not even sure if it's on the Sol de Janeiro site, but you definitely can't get this at Sephora, at least not right now. But let's compare the two. So for $1.25, you are going to get 3.5 ounces of product. Now this one is 3.4 ounces and it's $25. So about 0.01 ounces less than this one for a lot more. Or you can also get this in an 8.1 ounce, which is going to cost you $38. So this 48 is described as a fruity gourmand, which is probably why I bought it, because I love a gourmand, and I was like, a fruity gourmand? And then the fact that like it was only available at Ulta, and I think when I got it, it was only available online, and I was like, dang, I need to know what that smells like, and I got it, and luckily I actually do like it. So the top notes are guava nectar and coconut water. The mid is sunlit orchid, lemon twist, and wild orris. And the dry is pink musk and vanilla cloud. So this is a very tropical kind of scent. I think that this is so nice for the summertime, even though I didn't really wear it as much for the summer. But I'm going to Jamaica, Jamaica. Actually, by the time you watch this, next month, I'll be going to Jamaica, Jamaica with my family. Well, that didn't make much sense. But anyway, this smells amazing. It's kind of like, when I wear it, I don't smell the gourmand. I know it has like vanilla cloud in the, what else would be considered a gourmand that's in here? I don't know what wild orris is. I'm not very familiar with it, but I would assume that the vanilla cloud is the gourmand. This smells so good. Anyway, now the thing is with fragrance, a good thing and a bad thing about fragrance. Well, a good thing for brands is that brands are allowed to just say fragrance when it comes to the ingredient list. They ain't gotta list out all of the components, you know, this and that and the third, which makes sense because then, you know, anybody could come along and, you know, try to, you know, copy their DNA, you know what I'm saying? But we do have noses and, you know, we can kind of tell. Now, aside from others, these are the only two that I kind of tried off camera first. And I will say that they do smell similar. The 48 is going to have more of a fruity scent to it, whereas I definitely smelt more floral with the Dollar Tree version. Now, as expected, the Dollar Tree version is definitely not going to last as long as the Sol de Janeiro. However, for $1.25, like, who is not above reapplying this multiple times a day? You know, not I. Like, come on. Or you can do, you know, where you put some petrolatum on your pulse points to kind of help to prolong the scent. But for me, I don't know, I would have to go with the original here because I do like that fruitier scent a little bit more than I like the floral. They do smell similar-ish, but I'm definitely getting more floral from this and more of a fruity vibe from this. So for that, you know, this takes the cake for me. But which one would you choose? Would you do the dupe or would you do the original? Let me know in the comments and I will link to this in YouTube shopping as well as in the description box. So next up, $1.25 retinol serum? Like, yeah, $1.25 retinol serum. Let's quickly talk about the ingredients here. So off the bat, it's fragrance free, silicone free, and oil free, but it actually does have retinol in it. Like, you look at the ingredients list, there's retinol and there's retinol palmitate in there as well. So retinol palmitate is also a vitamin A derivative, as is retinol, because there are a lot of vitamin A derivatives. The best way that I could kind of describe it so that you could like kind of grasp it in your mind, retinoids, which is the, you know, the family, they kind of like the Wu-Tang clan, right? Because you know the Wu-Tang, you got the RZA, the Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard, Inspector Deck, U-God, and the MET. Well, there was a couple of other names in there too, but I forget. And then the MET, HOD, man, and then you got Capadonna, you know, Now, some of the members are stronger than others. You know, we know them more. Like, you know, would you say that RZA or Method Man is the tretinoin of the Wu-Tang Clan? I would probably say RZA. But I think you're picking up what I'm putting down. So each derivative takes a certain number of steps to convert to vitamin A. So the ones that are a little bit lower down on the list take, you know, a little bit more steps to convert to vitamin A. So that's the best way that I could explain it to you. Now, the thing is though, when you have retinol listed on an ingredient list, much like with any other ingredient, you're not gonna know the quality of the ingredient, where the ingredient is sourced from, how much the ingredient costs. But I bet we could probably guess that the retinol used in here was not that expensive, because this is $1.25 and products are priced for, you know, a brand to turn a profit. So I can only imagine how many pennies this retinol might have cost, right? Now the thing is, that's the case of most retinol products out there. You're not gonna know what unless it says it on the front. A lot of brands don't tell you what percentage of the retinol is. You're usually not going to know where the retinol is sourced from, you know, the quality, yada, yada, yada. Which is why it is suggested that, you know, you typically use your retinol products from, you know, the companies have been around for a while. Companies that, you know, you could sue easily if you needed to. They're not gonna crumble and shut down their website, you know, if something bad goes down. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking like the Olays, the Neutrogenas, the Johnson. Well, Johnson & Johnson owns Neutrogena, but you know what I'm saying. Now, that said, it does take some time to, you know, see the effects of a retinol. Sometimes, you know, depending on your skin, you know, some people might see changes in their skin a lot earlier. So what we're about to do now is just to kind of test it for, you know, feel, the touch, the feel. So let's go try it out. Okay, so since this wasn't a dupe for anything, at least nothing that I could think off the top of my head, if you can think of what this might be a dupe for, leave it in the comments. I'm not gonna be comparing it to anything, so, and plus, with retinol, you do need to try it over time. So we're just looking at this for like the texture, how it feels, you know, yada yada. First off, I like that there's a seal on here, so you can kind of tell if somebody's been tampering with it. That's great. And there's a dropper. Let's take a look at the texture. Oh, that's super runny. No fragrance that I could smell. It's super runny, but you can tell, you can feel like there's a little bit of like an oil in there. I'm like, is it lathering? I just freshly washed my face, but I made sure I rinsed it off and dried it. There's some, you know, tackiness to it, but you're gonna use this at night, and then you're probably gonna, well, not probably, you should put a moisturizer on top of it. So I don't really, like, even if it like pills with a moisturizer, which I'm not sure that I could see it doing that, but shoot, I don't know every moisturizer out there and how it will interact with this. But even if it does, it's like you're going to bed, so it's not gonna be the worst thing in the world, but it does leave the skin very tacky, like, tacky. I don't know. Would you try a $1.25 retinol serum? Let me know in the comments. Me, myself, personally, I'm already using tretinoin in my nighttime routine, which I get from agency. So for me, using any type of retinol wouldn't make sense for me right now. Like, I can talk to you guys about different retinol serums and stuff like that that you might want to use. But for me personally, I am using tretinoin, which in the US you need to get by prescription. And, you know, I've been working with agency pretty much all year this year, and I really love them. You can get prescription strength skincare, customized prescription strength skincare without having to, you know, leave your house. So I'll put some information about that in the description box as well. But let's move on. Now, I mentioned oil in there, but that's because I forgot that this thing said it was oil free. So whatever it is that I'm feeling was not oil, but it had like that kind of like slip feel to it. Anyway, would you try this $1.25 retinol serum or not? Let me know in the comments. All right, next up, we're gonna be trying out this blush that I'm gonna put in B-roll because I left it in the other room and I don't feel like going all the way over there to get it. But it's a $1.25 cream blush from the brand Be Pure. And this is not, again, it's nothing that I'm comparing it to because it's not really, I mean, maybe there's a brand that it thinks it's a dupe of, but you know, cream blushes are really popular right now. So I think this is just a less expensive version of a cream blush. So let's go try it out. I'm running a little bit of a risk here trying this out because I got stuff to do. But before I even put it on my cheek, I'm gonna try it on my hand. Oh, that's actually pretty impressive. All right, let's try a different part of my hand. Okay, yeah, that was just something weird on my hand. That's actually pretty impressive. All right, let's give her a try. Not so bad, but I can't really see. This is looking pretty impressive. I'm gonna put it on, you know, where I could see in the mirror. I could actually, you know, if I turn the light on in here, that's what it's gonna look, you know, that's what the light is gonna give. But, you know, I'm gonna go in the other bathroom, put this on properly, you know, blend it out properly. But this is looking pretty impressive so far. No blush, blush, no blush, blush. And, you know, just to let you in on a little secret that you probably already guessed, this is the blush that I'm wearing in the video, except, you know, like I shot this part first and then, you know, just a little. Anyway. All right, so some good news and some bad news. So the good news is, I'm not sure how this shows up on the camera, but the good news is that when you layer this, it packs a lot of pigment and it looks really nice. The bad news is seconds later, not even like minutes later, I feel like the color payoff starts to wear away. Now, I'm not quite sure if the lighting in this area here is going to make it pop out more, but this not looking like you gotta put a lot on. And I think for $1.25, that's not too bad. I was gonna do a wear test with this, but seeing as how it kind of fades within seconds of me putting it on, I can assume that it's not gonna wear that great, but I will at least come to the end of the video and let you know how it wore, at least to the end of the video. Because maybe setting it with powder will give it a little bit more staying power, and then maybe a setting spray, and, you know, well, fixer spray, I should say, may change the staying power. So like I mentioned, I put this blush on about an hour ago, you know, when I was testing it out, you know, in there, but, you know, I've been filming and whatnot. So it has better staying power, I think, when I put the powder over it to set it, and then I put a Krylon fixer spray on top to kind of keep my makeup on a little bit longer. So I'm not sure how it's showing up on the camera here, because, you know, the little, you know, screen over there is not showing me what you would see on your computer, your phone, or on your television. But this looks like I still have some color showing up here. That's good, but for me, I don't know, I probably have to pass on this. It took way too much to get this to like show up. And then, you know, most cream blushes, you do have to do something to get it to last. My personal fave cream blush at the moment right now is from Niacinamide. They're so pigmented, they last. You actually have to like be careful how much of it you use because it's so pigmented that, you know, a very little bit goes a long way. If you're looking for something that it's not a cream blush, but, you know, it's liquid, and you're looking for something that's less expensive, the e.l.f. liquid blushes are really, really nice. There's so many beautiful shades that work well on brown and black skin, which is amazing. And those are probably about $7, $8. And they're really amazing for drugstore blush. Now, when I initially got it, I felt like it didn't last very long. But then now that I'm using it more, I realize that, you know, putting a little bit more on, setting it with powder, and, you know, maybe a setting spray if you're gonna be out all day and it's warm out, that'll help to prolong it. But other than, you know, outside of that, those e.l.f. blushes are very good for the price. So it's a no for me on the Be Pure. However, great effort. It's nice to see something that will actually kind of show up on deeper skin tones at, you know, the Dollar Tree. So let me know your thoughts about it and let's move on. Now, this is not a dupe of anything, but if you are somebody with thick thighs, or if you're, you know, an athlete and you're constantly doing things where, you know, you have like that skin to skin friction, could be your toes or what have you, you know the power of an anti-chafing cream, right? Anti-chafing creams are like godsends. If your thighs touch and you're wearing anything like booty shorts or a skirt or a dress or anything where there's just like that skin to skin friction. Now, alternatively, you could wear a pair of bike shorts because then that's gonna help to stop that skin to skin friction. I actually don't even use an actual chafing cream. I just use deodorant. You know, that helps to kind of give that lube there in between the thighs so that my thighs aren't rubbing together. Because trust me, when I was younger, 16, 17 years old, and I ain't know that I needed to lube up my thighs so that they wouldn't burn. And them thighs was smaller than the thighs I got now. But at any rate, I am going to try this out throughout the day, and then I'm gonna come back and report to you at the end of the day on how it worked out for me. So we can do that right now.
All right, already off the bat, it feels a little funny because it's like a liquid texture, like very loose, almost like a lotion. And although I do have on these pants, there is a gap here, and this part, I know this is like such a graphic part of the video, but this part of my thighs is where most of the friction happens. So I do have this on with a gap, and I'll check in with you later. And then I have on these pants, which are a little bit baggier in the crotch area so that I can, you know. So not bad. It was a little weird for me because I'm used to using like solid sticks, like a deodorant for in between my thighs to prevent chafing. This was more like a liquid kind of texture to it, but it worked at the gym. Although at the gym I did have on tights, and then I still had on those like same like kind of tights to, you know, walk around the other day. But you saw the pants that I have on today, and it wasn't bad. It's a little on the sticky side, but listen, $1.25 for 4 fluid ounces isn't bad. I'm gonna continue to use deodorant in between my thighs. Because while this did work pretty well, you know, because it's November 4th today, I'm not quite sure how this would hold up in the summertime, but not a bad option. Not a bad option.
So would you try this, or are you like, nah, I ain't gonna be able to do it? Let me know in the comments. Friends, if you cannot get enough of these dupes, I got a ton more for you to check out in this video or in this video right here. You know, either one you choose. We got a whole roundup of Dollar Tree dupes in this one. In this one, we have Dollar Tree dupes, but we also have some Five Below dupes, and they are both worth checking out because, you know, we try everything out, and, you know, I come and tell you my thoughts or whatever, and then you tell me your thoughts in the comments. Either one you choose, I'll see you there.